What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're back with another Wednesday Night Live. So today we're going to talk about FansToys craziness. So there's been all sorts of stuff going on with FansToys. Thanks for everyone for joining. So let me see what's in the comments. Black Ronin, Mecha's Reviews, JM, Jay Stabler, what's up? Steve Camilleri. Appreciate all you guys coming every Wednesday night to join me. So I'm going to talk about all the stuff that's going on with FansToys. A little bit of housekeeping. My FansToys Grenadier, the reissue is on its way, so it's a little bit delayed. So we'll be looking at that later this week. But let's talk about that first. So there was a lot of rumors swirling around. As soon as the Bad Cube announced that they were doing their reissue of their Insecticons, it was only about a month later that FansToys, out of the blue, just announced that they were releasing the Insecticons. Except this time they were $430, I believe, retail, give or take. And if you wanted the gray chest, which is basically, Grenadier was gray in the cartoon. So if you want the gray paint, it's an extra $100. So that's $530. And it just sold out everywhere. It came up on one day and just pretty much very quickly got sold out. There's still a couple of Chinese sites that still have it, but you can still get it. And lots of people are still saying that it was stock found in a warehouse. Hey, what's up? Winston Lowell, Rodimus Subprime, Z Farsh. Anyone know where you can pre-order FansToys Shuffler? I don't know what Shuffler is. There's no such thing as Shuffler. I am going to talk about the FansToys Huffer, I think is what you meant. I think you meant Huffer. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But let me show you this. So this is the box of the latest release of the FansToys Bugs. This is courtesy of the FansToys Masterpiece group on Facebook. If you're not in there, you can join that group. Anyway, you can see down here in the bottom of the box, it says 2021 on it. So this isn't old stock found in a warehouse. It's definitely not that. So that was a rumor or miscommunication. At least I can tell you, me personally, Baba Bobo is the one who told me that. I asked him if he was going to get stock of this because I wanted to buy some, and he said he's not going to get it because it's limited. It was a warehouse find, and they're going to ship them out, and he doesn't get them. So that was definitely a lie. I mean, it's clearly not true. You can see right on the box. It's brand new. They also made mold changes. I'm going to go over those mold changes in my review. So I'll show you the difference. I have the original Grenadier. I have the new one coming. I'm going to do a comparison of the two and show you exactly what's different. There's actually a change that would cause you to break it if you're not careful. So I'll show that on the review. But very clearly, a new release. So this kind of started the ball rolling with the craziness on FansToys. Then a couple weeks later, this is about 6 weeks ago, this message. So this is off of Weibo. I'm going to grab your comments and what you guys think of this. But this is FansToys on Weibo or QQ chat, which is like a Chinese, essentially a Chinese social networking site. And this basically is a question to FansToys that was answered, supposedly, if you believe it. So let me show you. I translated this. I actually confirmed it with my friend who speaks Cantonese just to make sure Google wasn't screwing this up. But this is basically what it says. Brother, do you want the return of the leader of your company? So I believe he's talking about the leader series, which is the headmaster series. That's what he's talking about. When will the Evil Dragon come out? Is there any news about the reprint of Wolf? So Evil Dragon, he's referring to Chomp, or otherwise known as Skull Cruncher. And Wolf is referring to Lupus, which is their version of Weird Wolf, right? So this is the answer from FansToys. And again, this is all, if you believe this real, then great. If you don't, then take it with a grain of salt. It says the schedule is full this year. The leader line of fighters, which he's talking about the headmasters, is relatively late in development plan. The previous Evil Dragon design is now a bit behind and maybe need to be revised, which is why it's now released in December. It was supposed to be earlier this year. There should be a batch of men and wolves, he's referring to Weird Wolf, in the middle of next year. So basically what they've said is they're going to reissue Skull Cruncher. This is 6 weeks ago, by the way. So that came true. Skull Cruncher is now reissued. We're going to go over some images of him. And Lupus is getting reissued in the middle of 2022. So, you know, sometime next year. Let me check some comments here. So Jay says, another Lupus where the silver is painted white would win me over. Mecha, is FansToys rig still available to pre-order? It may be on some Chinese sites. I know a lot of the American sites sold out. So let's go over that. Let's show that. But I just wanted to go over this news. So this was big news because people have been paying a lot of money for Lupus. He's up to like $500, $600. So it's just gotten crazy, and it's nice. It's good news that they're going to reissue Lupus. That's great. Next, just a few days ago, they announced this FansToys FT47 rig. So this is their version of Huffer, obviously. And it went up like that. It was overnight. It was, I think the first site to put it up was TF Source. Then immediately after, it went up maybe later in the night on Toy Dojo, Chosen Prime, BBTS, all those other sites. I just checked. They're all pretty much sold out. You might be able to find one here or there, but pretty much all sold out. You could probably find some Facebook pages or groups that still have it, like Madhouse Toys. So let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm sure it's still available somewhere, but he's sold out in most of the US retail sites is sold out. Agabus is one to watch out for. Ages 3 and Up, which is in Canada. They usually have it late, so check out ages3andup.com. That's my partner, Toy Dojo. That's their sister site in Canada, so they're partners, I guess. And a few others are going to have them. This guy is $120 retail, give or take. I've seen it for $125. I've seen it for $115, and I've seen it for $120. So you guys decide what price it is. But we're gonna go over the pictures here. I think it looks really accurate to the cartoon. A lot of people don't like these arms, a little bit weird. But yeah, this went up last night and early this morning, and pretty much sold out most places. Here's the vehicle mode. It looks kind of ugly, but if you go back and look at the cartoon, that's what it looks like. It looks like kind of chunky back here. Obviously, you can mount the gun back here. What's really interesting, let me go back to the robot mode, is you can see there's panels that cover up the window. So let me get to that picture. So right here, you can see the windows disappear in the vehicle mode. There you go. And they're covered up. So there's some kind of panel that folds out and covers up the windows. That's really the first time I've seen a design like that. Also, these arms in the middle, that is kind of how he looked in the cartoon. It is ugly, but that is how he looks. Obviously, I'm getting this. Obviously, I'm going to review it. I don't know what you guys think. I'm just curious about your thoughts on this guy. Let's see. Jay says, I don't mind overnight pre-orders. I'm up anyway, so easy to grab in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. Yeah, I grabbed mine like first thing in the morning at Toy Dojo. But an hour later, it was gone. It was all sold out. So RID Scourge is $120 easy pass. So it is a little pricey for a mini bot, but all of their mini bots have been around $100. Their prices obviously are going way up, but 120 is all right. TF Source rig is 140. So it wasn't 140. They changed the price. So TF Source's price was 120 originally. Then today, for whatever reason, they sold out and then increased it 140. I don't know if it's second batch or aftermarket, but that's pretty messed up that they, within a day, increased the price $20. Pretty whack. Memo says the arms look very accurate. Yeah, I agree. Redesign of the face seems a bit off. Redesign? It's not a redesign. This is their first design. So there's the face. I think it looks okay. It is a little off. Oh, it also works with the MP44 trailer. I forgot to mention that. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Still can't find FansToys Road King anywhere. Yeah, Road King's going to be really hard to find. Definitely. TF Source still price gouging. Yep. Always. That's their MO. Let's see. I'll finally be able to trade out my last and final victory bot. Me too. I have my final victory Huffer. I'm going to get rid of him as soon as I get this, but he's still in my collection. Memo. If you haven't checked out Memo's channel, Memo has a pretty cool YouTube review channel, so check his out sometime. After this, of course. Lowell says it has some interesting proportions. I don't know if I'd be better than Bad Cube, but I'm not willing to pay the latex. Speaking of that, thanks Lowell for that comment. I did order the Bad Cube Huff reissue. So I'll be doing obviously a versus between FansToys and Bad Cube. I'll also do a versus between the FansToys and the Final Victory. So you can decide which one you like the best, but we'll look at all three so you guys can make a decision. JM says definitely too inaccurate. Still available at AliExpress. I haven't really ordered off of AliExpress. I know a lot of people, especially international, they speak highly of AliExpress. I don't really, I try to stick with US sites if I can. I'll take Kingdom. So Kingdom Huffer is pretty nice, but it is definitely way smaller. In my review, check that out. I showed Kingdom Huffer. He doesn't really fit in with Masterpiece, but he's pretty nice. I'm mad at him and Chomp sold out. Yeah, they sold out pretty quick. You got to check out the FansToys group. So if you're not in any of those groups, they usually post the links right away as soon as they're up on those sites. So just join those groups and you can find out as soon as they're posted to those retail sites. BBTS had it as well. You're the best reviewer. Oh, thank you. That is very kind of you. I appreciate that. Price of everything is going up these days. Yep, it is. The face is different from the gray product we saw last year. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Will you do a comparison? Yeah, I already answered that. I am going to do a comparison. FansToys, Bad Cube, and Final Victory. Yeah, check Agabus, check Ages 3 and Up, check your Baba Bobo and those other Chinese sites. They're going to get them all pretty soon. I don't much like the new price points. Glad my collection is closer to done. Yeah, the price points are getting crazy. Oh, Madhouse Toys. Yeah, check out Madhouse Toys too. They'll probably have it. All right, let's move to the next. Oh, what's up, Jermaine? Jermaine Sutton, thanks for joining. I heard that Mirage pre-order is coming in a couple of days. I heard the same thing. So this is pretty crazy. So that's another thing I wanted to get into tonight. So thanks for mentioning that, Jermaine. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. So this was the other pre-order that came out recently. This is FansToys Chomp, their version of a Masterpiece Skull Cruncher. This actually came out first. I have the images backwards here, but this was at $240, which is a big pill to swallow if you started collecting these headmasters and you're trying to get Chomp. Also, the reissue of Lupus is probably going to be around there too, probably $240, $250 is my guess, just to be priced the same. So you're out probably $500 just for two headmasters, which is really, that's a lot of money. But here he is. He looks pretty cool. I mean, he looks very screen accurate. There's his alligator mode or crocodile mode. It's kind of a hot pink. I don't know. Very clearly, it's extremely articulated on the legs, the arms, the tail has 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation. Really a lot going on there. Mike says all these new FT players still no Blitzwing. Yeah, I want Blitzwing too. That's the figure I'm waiting for. I'm most anticipating. I'm going to pass on Mirage, but I'm probably going to get Jazz. So let's talk about that. So they also teased that Mirage and Jazz, which I don't have images up right now. And it's interesting because all of a sudden the floodgates have opened, right? All these figures are coming up for pre-order, are releasing, very quickly, short period of time. I don't think they'll have anything else for 2021, but there's probably more figures for 2022 that are going to be announced soon. So the question is why? Why are all these figures being announced? So if you hadn't heard, FansToys was laying low, basically, trying to go under the radar because they didn't want to catch the attention of Hasbro and Takara Tomy. They actually even said that. They mentioned that on their TFW 2005 page and said they were going to sort of keep things quiet, and they weren't really going to talk about what was going on. And we're kind of going to just, releases would just pop up. And they did that. That's exactly what happened. We started getting releases just popping up, and they really didn't give us any notice. And then for a while, there was silence, radio silence. We didn't hear anything. Now, all of a sudden, they're back. All these releases are coming out. They're announcing things. We're doing pre-orders months in advance. So the rumor is FansToys got in a little bit of hot water, or they were worried about getting in hot water with Hasbro and Takara, and that's now resolved. How it's resolved, we don't know. Nobody knows. It's all speculation. There's a couple different rumors. One rumor is they've made a deal with Takara Tomy and Hasbro. I don't think that's true, honestly. I don't think there's any way they could afford to make a deal. They're way too small in production. You know, their production numbers are between 2,000 and 5,000 units per figure. Hasbro is in the order of 20,000 units per figure, right? They're not even close. Probably more for more popular characters. So they're not going to compete with a company like Takara or Hasbro. They just don't have the capital. So I don't think that's true. I don't think they've made a deal. The other rumor was the Chinese government came in and is basically supporting FansToys, and they're protecting them from litigation. Again, I don't know if that's true. Who knows? But all I know is we're getting FansToys figures, and I'm happy about that. So now you can actually get all three of these because Lupus is getting reissued. I'd be surprised if Dracula doesn't get reissued, or at least you can buy them. But you can basically get all three of these. So let me get some comments here. I missed a few. Lol, that has been what FT's done in the last few years. I've dropped everything at once. Yeah, so now we're seeing pre-orders coming back. We haven't had pre-orders this far out. These are in December, by the way. FansToys Chomp is December. And then the FansToys Huffer right now is December. Who knows if it'll stay. Jazz and Mirage is probably going to be 2022. Lupus is mid-2022, if you believe that message that I showed you. Jam says, I would say that December will be tough on the wallet. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Ricky says, was he in this show? I don't remember him. Yeah, he was in the show. If you watch the Headmaster season 4, I believe they were in that. Dr. Daika says they got their own factory. So I don't know if that's true. They haven't confirmed if they did. If they did, then great for us, because now they get to produce a whole bunch of figures all at once. Where are the aerial bots and Insecticons? I have the same question. I want to finish my Menasor. We only have one bot left in that set. That is Dead End. So we've gotten all the rest of the Insecticons. That's a great question, Black Ronin. And the aerial bots as well. We've only got 3 out of the 5. And they haven't really announced where they are. These guys, you know, the Huffer and the FansToys Insecticons reissue, those are both basically competing directly against Bad Cube. That's why they put those out. They spent some time with their new, what is that? I can't even see what that is. I assume that means factory. Yeah. John says, I guess the pre-orders on FT settings are sold out on Agabus. He doesn't have them marked out. Yeah, if you go to some, there are still some Chinese sites, if you can trust them, who have Insecticon orders. They're harder to find, but there are still some out there. You just have to hunt for them. Or AliExpress if you trust it. Yeah, Memo, bring on Dead End and Last Aerial Bots. I'm down for Dead End as well. Why is it so expensive? So, again, this is all conjecture on my part. I have no facts to prove this, but first off, we're in a pandemic, so shipping costs have tripled, doubled, quadrupled, you know, gone up a lot. So shipping large pallets from China to the United States or to distributors across the world has gone up. Secondly, materials and just supplies for factory and manufacturing have gone up. If you haven't noticed or haven't heard, there are all sorts of random things, random products that are running out or missing. And that's because production has slowed down. So that's a lot of the reason behind it. Are they gouging? Maybe. Maybe some of the U.S. retailers are gouging as well, but I know that prices for production and shipping have definitely gone up due to the pandemic. Maybe they'll come back down. I don't care. Lowell said, I don't much care why they were laying low as long as they're making figures again. Same here. Agree. Matt says, being in the know for 3P drama is the only pro for living in China. Yeah. I wonder, do you live in China? I can't deny it's fascinating. Yeah, I don't know. John says 250 view and the croc mode looks a bit off to me. I'm not big on the croc mode, but I like the robot mode for sure. All right, I'm going to take a few more comments and we're probably going to end for today. Jason and Jay, yeah, I want a FansToys Sharkticon too. I think they're going to make it. They've been doing the whole movie crew. It would only be natural that they get moving to the Sharkticons and some of the other movie bots, but we'll see. Clinical says, what's up, Clinical? 250 for a figure with this size is what should be a fairly simple transformation. Yeah, it is going to be relatively simple. There he is. No news on FT46 Tesla 2.0. Yeah, that was a little strange because it looked pretty far along. Mecha, I hope third-party company makes a G1 Whirl. Whirl is IDW, right? Yeah, so I think FansToys pretty much sticks with everything G1. They don't really go off in tangents there. Wow, I'm really behind on comments. Let's see. I'll take a bunch more. Matt says, don't collect MPs. Sincerely love what FansToys does. What figure do you think is the most fun to play with? I know that's a bad question for FansToys. No, that's definitely not a bad question. I'm looking over my collection. Probably any of the Insecticons. I really like the Insecticons. Those are really fun. But most fun to mess with is probably Dune Rider, Spindrift, or any of the mini bots. Are all really easy, fun transformations. And I mean that. I mean, they're easy and they're fun. They're not disappointing at all. Lowell said, I would also really like to see their Trailblazer. Yeah, me too. I have right now the XTB Trailblazer, and it's a placeholder for me personally. Speaking of legal issues, what about Zeta and Make Toys releasing Seekers at the same time as Takara? I don't know, man. That's messed up. I don't know why they would do that. That's a great way to catch attention from Hasbro, is to put out figures that they're releasing right now. Very strange decision by Zeta, who's already been in trouble for their Unicron. They had to rename the company. They changed it to O1 Studio. And they had to separate the head and do all this craziness. And now they're going after the Seekers. It's just such a mistake. Hey, Bots and Bits, what's up? Thanks for joining. Show's eStore still has FT Bombshell. Expensive, though. Okay, so everyone joining, if you're willing to pay the price, you can still get that FansToys Bombshell. I think it's probably $240 or $250, but if you want it, you can get it. Jersey's finest. That's the problem with these third-party companies. They can't stop going at each other's necks. Yeah, I think competition is good and bad. There's bad, but it's good because they drive each other to be better. But it's bad because of pricing. Lowell says, Zeta does not seem to learn their lesson. Yeah, they haven't. Kaizen, don't worry, China is Biden admin bot. Give it a year. We'll see what happens. They should have figured that out first. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, Bots and Bits, I love that music. If you haven't checked out Bots and Bits channel, he has a really awesome channel. He doesn't put videos up. I don't know. He's been lazy or what, but check out his channel. He has some really good reviews. He's really knowledgeable about KOs. So if you are interested in KOs, he has all sorts of information about that. We don't know which character is FT26 yet. They have to obviously change numbering. All right. Z-Far said production is higher, then why are the PO the same price for reissues? Production numbers are not higher. Production is actually lower. So I think they're producing more figures, but each run is a lower production number. And if you check out Bobby Skullface's channel, he talks about this all the time. And this is all speculation because we don't know. But the guess is older production runs were around 5,000. Now they're somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000. So much less figures out there on the market. So of course, supply and demand, right? You make less supply, the demand's going to go up, the price is going to go up. That's part of the problem. FansToys is all overpriced because of the hype beast. That's possible too. Maybe because of just attention. Yeah, Bots and Bits. Check out his intro if you haven't already. All right, John, I'm going to take a few more comments. John, I'm a FansToys enough, but I'm not a Defender. I guess I am a fanboy. I will admit that. I like FansToys a lot. These prices are pretty wacky, though. I would agree. Peanut butter offer time. All right, let me get rid of these. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show this one image. So this is the headmaster for Skull Cruncher. He fits inside. That was my last image there. That's really cool. I think that looks really nice. All right, we'll take a few more comments. We're going to end for today. Supply and demand. FansToys can pretty much charge whatever they want. Yeah, the reason being people pay it. You've noticed the Skull Cruncher was $250, right? And it's sold out everywhere, other than maybe some Chinese sites. So, I don't know. Bots and Bits, lazy AF, yeah. Well, start making some videos for us. But love your channel, man. All right, a few more. Old Rusty Time Fork. That's an interesting name. FT and Insecticons are back for pre-order on BBTS. That might be 1 or 2 copies. So it may not be a lot there. So if you're willing to buy it, just go there now. Since Old Rusty just mentioned it, sometimes people let go of their pre-order and you can grab that pre-order. But I would be shocked if there was more than 1 or 2 available there. Bobby Gimmick Face. Memo says they make less reissues for more money, paid $160 for Motormaster. Yeah, Motormaster, you know, that was a really good price. Now it's going to come out, it's going to be like $250 for the reissue. BBO3, sorry, I'm not going to go back and review all the news, but just you can go back and rewatch. I basically went over some of the FansToys releases, FansToys rumors, FansToys production, and kind of my thoughts on where FansToys sits with what's going on. So if you joined late or you joined just now, feel free to go back and read the comments and listen in. But I did kind of go over news. So we can expect a lot more new announcements from FansToys based on those messages and those rumors that we just talked about in the coming weeks and months. In fact, we're pretty sure we're going to get that Mirage and Jazz. And we know for sure Lupus is probably going to be next year sometime. So keep your eye out. Join those groups, Facebook groups, so you can know about those figures coming out. That's really it for today. I just wanted to cover all that news that came out. Cliff Jumper, maybe. I don't know. I would love a Cliff Jumper. I have X-Transbots in my collection, but we'll see. So coming up this week, for the rest of the week, I'm waiting on FansToys Grenadier. I'm going to do a comparison with Grenadier and the old version to show you the differences. We'll also do a collection review, so you can see in the background, there's my collection. A lot of new figures in there, so we're going to do a full review of the collection, plus my Gundam/Bandai stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Then next week, we are getting some figures from Mr. G. Tony, who doesn't appear to be in the comments here. But we're going to take a look at more Gigapower dinosaurs. So stay tuned for that, or Dinobots. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. Wow, 82 people here. Thank you so much. If you missed anything, go back and watch. You can see my thoughts on these FansToys rumors. But we'll see you next week. Later.